Hello, Steve White, Steve White's 89. So, what is Harry doing? Um, a lot of people are criticizing Harry, a lot of people are attacking Harry, a lot of people are questioning Harry. They're asking if you want privacy, why are you sharing your story? If you want peace, you want to reconnect with your family, why are you spilling all the beans? Why are you telling all their stories? Why are you, trashing them and making them look bad? And a lot of people are attacking him, they don't understand. I think I understand what he's doing. Basically, he's explained I've tried to talk to them privately, I've tried to work within the institution. I can't do that. They won't let me do that. The only way I can have my voice and get my story out is to put it out myself. And yes, that will anger them, but I'm upset with them. This is what they're doing to me. It can't be avoided. And I think in part the other issue is when you have family issues. A lot of times people don't want to deal with their issues. They don't want to acknowledge things. They don't want to talk about things. Often you'll get family members who will validate other family members. They'll stick together in all as a little group. They'll just pick one person to be the problem in the family, the black sheep, and then they're the sacrificial lamb, and everything is their fault. Everything can be turned around and put onto them, and then that group can just sit there, pristine in its perfection, without criticism, without flaw, and it's the other person's fault, always the other person's fault. If they just didn't do this, if they just didn't say that, if they just didn't make us angry, then we wouldn't do what we did. It's all their fault. And that's who Harry is, and that's who I've been in my family. I was the pink sheep. My niece was the black sheep, actually, because there was two of us that had issues. Although mine were because I was gay and confused. Hers I won't comment on. But I was first. I was the pink sheep before she was the black sheep. But so I understand what Harry's doing. I think part of it is, like I said, when people won't talk about things, when people won't communicate, when people won't be honest, and they have this little bubble and cocoon where they have created this narrative and they're quite fine with it. The only way to break it is to just put it out there. And you're only as sick as your secrets. And if you keep things in, you will be sick. And if you keep things hidden, they can't be dealt with. And once they're out, people have to deal with them. And I think that's what Harry's doing. He's just throwing it all out because he knows he's going to anger Will. He knows he's going to upset the whole royal family. But eventually, they will get over it. They will get past it. They will forgive him and they will move on. That can never happen if those things stay buried. So I understand what he's doing. He's putting it out there because once you've crossed that line, there's no going back, and it's broken. You have to fix it. Rather than living with this system that doesn't work, it is kind of broken but still sort of keeps going, you have this actual broken system that has to be fixed. And I think that's what he's doing. That's his approach. It's like, well, I've tried privately, I've tried quietly, I'm just going to do it loud, and it's going to be a mess, it's going to take years to fix, but then we will fix it and we'll be past it and there'll be nothing left to drag us back there again. So I think that's what's happening with him. And I understand that. I feel the same way with my own family. I've done plenty of Facebook comments about problems with my family, which they were all able to see because some of them were sharing, some of them were on my Facebook and were sharing them with other members of the family who weren't. But I'm going to do my own YouTubes just about my family and my life and my experience, just because even if only a few people watch them, if someone gets something from what I've learned and what I've experienced, it's worth it. So this is the beginning of that, the sort of realization of I want to do the same thing. I'm going to do my own videos and my own, statements, my own sort of declaration of sort of my experience, because once you've done that, like I said, once it's out there, this is a matter of fixing it and dealing with it. You no longer have the anxiety of living with a secret, living with lies, living with other people's delusions that you have to tolerate and dance around, because that's the worst thing when you're living with other people's lies and other people's delusions and things. You have to tiptoe around them because their narratives are very delicate, and you have to be careful not to tread on one of them because it might pull a thread out and then they might get a glimpse of themselves, and they can't have that. So you have to constantly trying to maintain their lies in their little world, and it's just really warped. And no, my family is not hugely complicated or dark, doesn't have any giant horrific secrets or anything. Probably no more than your average family. I don't know, I think some families might actually be healthy and functional, but your average dysfunctional family, I don't know. Other people can judge that. But either way, if you don't get it out, it never gets resolved. It always stays there, and that's fine with some people because what's in place works for them. But if what's in place doesn't work for you, you have to change it. And that's what Harry's doing. What was in place wasn't working for him. The institution, his place in it wasn't working for him. He changed that. He changed the narrative. It's all out there. They're going to have to deal with it. They're going to have to face it. They're going to have to answer for it. And then they're going to have to mend the bridges and be a family again. And like I said, it'll all be out and fixed. There'll be nothing that's going to drag them back. They'll be able to move forward. I think it's a totally respectable plan. I understand why he's doing it. And I'm going to buy the book. And I hope there's an audio version that he reads. I've heard there is, but I haven't confirmed that yet. Hopefully. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks. Bye.